natural beauty of INAX ceramics is based on a treasured term they describe as wabi-sabi. It's the natural beauty of a product or a material, something that's not necessarily made to look in a way. It becomes beautiful almost by accident. So they tend to use that aesthetic.
The Japanese are about precision and making things perfectly and making them well and engineering, but tiles and ceramics aren't meant to be perfect. That's in the beauty of the product, that variation. We've got tiles like the Yohen Border, and Yohen means variation, and that's important.
INAX is a massive manufacturer of tiles. They have dozens of factories all through Japan and all through Asia. Artedomus quite often uses the smaller parts of their network, the smaller factories that have some independence. They're often family businesses that have been making ceramics for decades or even hundreds of years. They have their own design departments and their own creative people that come in and create the prototypes for them. We can come in here and bring them to Australia just for Australia, and we've done that quite a few times so far.
So I'm going to introduce the two ceramic artists, Nakagawa-san and Yanagawa-san.
These are some of their samples. Things like this are of great interest to Artedomus because they're just so unusual and so typically Japanese. This has a nice 80s disco feel to it.
Japanese ceramics, they're almost always made with a story behind them. A lot of the methods that get used to create the glazes that we love are very traditional methods, often for ceramics as art, and now they're being translated into ceramic as tiles.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Sugie, for having us.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming today.
Beauty is obviously a thing that's in the eye of the beholder, but each and everything that they produce with such commitment and integrity.
Despite it being such a precise, clean country, you see these beautiful rawness of materials which they embrace in a great degree.
I think the extruded tiles exhibit a real rawness because it's been pushed through and then often scratched. The nature of the product is that there's nothing hidden, the scratching, the strength of the tile is shown in the surface. Predominantly in Japan, these types of tiles are used externally. In Australia, we're seeing a lot of our architects and designers loving the use of texture inside as well, so we use these types of tiles inside and outside on all of our projects.
Here we are at the Rippu factory in Taijimi in Japan. We're very lucky enough to be getting a lot of tiles from this particular place, a huge variety of beautifully glazed products. One of the most popular tiles we sell and one of the most beautiful tiles is the Yohen Border. And I'd like Sugi to introduce the gentleman that actually designed the tile.
Hello. This gentleman is Mr. Matsumoto, who is the product development manager of this factory. He developed all of these tiles for INAX and Artedomus.
They've got a beautiful glaze to them, and some are really unusual and things that you just simply won't see anywhere else. Walking through some of these factories that I've been through, you kind of look around a corner and you kind of pick up a crate and move it out of the way, and you find something different, something that connects to you, something that's not on the main shelf. And I think the factories that Sugi chose, they're a beautiful selection. They really are, everything from being quite practical materials through to being incredibly ornate materials.
A lot of the ceramic tiles that we take from INAX have that wabi-sabi, which is that beauty and the imperfection and the subtle variations or even in the very strong variations.